Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for tuning in. As previously mentioned on previous videos, my wife and I went to Ottawa earlier this week to meet with our current tenants, check out some houses, and look at any potential new properties. What you're seeing on the screen is the realtor.ca, which is the main website we use here to look at properties. And Ottawa is on sale. As you can see, there's thousands of houses. What we're looking at is the Ontario side, sort of the English-speaking, the Ontario. Up north, there's Quebec, and that is a whole different province with its own laws and regulations, and we try not to get there yet, at least. We're mostly predominantly focusing on in Ottawa. Real estate market. Up in the corners here you can see Arlene's. Down at the bottom there's Canada, and jointly this is sort of the bigger Greater Ottawa. What we're visiting today is a potential flip that our realtor brought to our attention. She said there could be an opportunity. It's not too far from downtown. It's not too far from downtown, so this is downtown Ottawa. That's the main highway, 417, that goes through the city. And around here, there's an older stock of houses that are ripe for upgrading. They're not too expensive. As you can see, some could go for millions, but there are some that are older, have not been renovated for a while. And that could be our opportunity. It's hard to believe that there's a discrepancy in millions of dollars, but probably some go not for millions. Some go for, you could see 800,000, you could see some going for lower amounts. That's a condo for 479. Anyhow, we're looking at this one, 1754 Scott. Opening it up, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. In reality, that's 1.5 bathroom. The year it was built, 1948, it's an older house, so we do expect a lot of renovations need to be done. It's probably not just the cosmetics. I'm especially worried about pipelines, piping. I'm also worried about electrical and the structural issues with the house itself and with the basement. So let's take a look at the pictures. We've gone inside. So what I'm going to share is our own perspective on what we have seen in that house. So going in, first of all, there's only one parking. It's on a busy street. This is basically Scott's. It's very busy. There's a light rail right across from this house. There's a mosque almost across from this house. So it's a very busy street, and having just one parking, no garage, the house is facing that busy street is a definite negative right off the go. This driveway will fit just one vehicle. You cannot park on the grass, and this little area is already somebody else's property. So how do families live with one car in the household? That is a big question mark. We can also see that some of the siding is greenish. We looked, not siding, the porch. Some of it is already greenish. The wood might need to be replaced. At least it needs to be sanded and painted or treated somehow. So that's already work to do. What else we can notice on the exterior? The shingles probably require a replacement. These wood pieces also need some work on them because they're old and look like they're rotting. The shingles here, they're all older. The windows are actually not aligned. This picture does not show it, but this window must have been moved because there are fresh shingles right next to it, seemingly covering a opening that was there in the past. So there's a lot of work that this house might need. Let's go in. The other side is also not as great, and you can see how the new shingles are covering the previously located window that must have been moved to the left a little bit. Entering in, you could see right away that there is no closet at the entry. Once you get in, you're literally walking into the house. There's nowhere to hang your clothes, there is nowhere to put your shoes, and that is a concern. We've encountered that previously, that tenants simply, or new owners simply don't understand how they're going to live in the house if you don't have anywhere to put your jacket on. This is staged, looking nice. So some of the rooms got us interested because these walls are not drywall. This is some sort of wooden cover. It's really thin. It might need to just go. None of these walls require to be there. They could be knocked down. Maybe would put some sort of a beam to support the structure if any of these walls are supporting. But otherwise, this can just go and be a fully open concept house. This one probably will need a couple of beams, maybe one, maybe two. What we can also see there, and as we walk through the house, this fireplace is actually a coal fireplace. It's not a wood burning one, and the hole down there that you can see actually leads into the basement, which is a crawl space. None of it is already functioning. This house had an extension back in the day, God knows where, probably decades ago, that fully utilized the space behind this fireplace, and therefore it's not working. It's just taking up the space. So what we've discussed is knocking it fully down and opening up that whole area. The house is pretty small despite the pictures. So opening up that area would be nice. Large windows, they're older, they're probably going to need to be replaced as well. So that's another expense. So coming into this main room, you can right away see how much space this fireplace is taking. It's gorgeously looking, but it doesn't work, and it's just occupying the space. That is a bit of a closet. We could do something with it, but I will talk about that in a minute. And that's how they think they can stage it. But really, this can all go. This chimney does not work. This fireplace does not work. We could just replace it with something like an electrical fireplace if we wanted to, or just knock it down and create a lot of empty space. The ceilings are popcorn, so they would need to be flattened. These windows are old. They will need to be replaced, and they're large windows. So just the window work, I'm expecting to be about $10,000 Canadian. Going into the kitchen, you might right away notice there is no eating area. The kitchen is also closed out, so on the other side of that kitchen is that fireplace. So you can't move it. That's the extension to the house that was built decades ago, and it made that fireplace completely unusable. But the kitchen doesn't have any eating area. It doesn't have any space extra. This is the entire kitchen that you can see going into the backyard. So what we've been discussing is actually knocking it all down, putting the sink right here under the window, probably moving the stove over to this corner, and maybe keeping the fridge somewhere there, or better yet, keeping the fridge, moving the fridge over here, sorry, moving the fridge where the stove is. Or better yet, as we can see in the next picture, and the next picture, these doors walk into a small powder room. The powder room is not located next to the entrance as in the more, fresher houses. This one is located at the back of the house next to the kitchen. It was probably built and developed when the extension was done. So what we're considering is knocking it all down, both the like the toilet and the vanity, as well as whatever is behind this door. There's just a closet there, and opening up that kitchen, making it larger, putting some new shelving, putting maybe a countertop with some pots and pans shelving as well, and that will really make it a larger, more usable, much more usable kitchen. It is a bit of work, and remodeling this kitchen, knocking it all down, rewiring it, putting new appliances in, putting new countertops. That's gonna be easy $20,000-$25,000 work, easy. So that's the little small powder room that I was talking about. And they didn't even have a toilet shown in this picture. This can be all knocked down, and if we do that, we're gonna lose the powder room. So that's gonna be a big negative for the house. What we instead propose to do is go back here to this picture of the main kind of living space. So that was where we're gonna extend the kitchen and move that washroom, move that powder room up here, extend the wall a little bit. It's the exact same length of the space as in the kitchen on the other side. So we're going to put a toilet over here. The plumbing is already done inside. Put a vanity on this side. Maybe make an entrance from this wall so it's not facing the living room. And when we remove the fireplace as well, this will create a lot of space. It's going to be an extra bathroom all in this area, whereas the kitchen is going to be expanded and going to be not just this corner. Again, the sink goes here, the stove goes there, and then a lot of space over here, and this side is going to be dedicated to the kitchen. Notice the staircase, they just kind of put the lipstick on it. It doesn't match, it wasn't painted. This is gonna need to be all sanded down, stained. Probably gonna remove the spigots, change them to like a metal, more modern looking ones. The window also needs to be replaced. Going up to the second floor, this bathroom, this is just plastic. This is not even the stone or tile, so this all needs to go. The bathtub is kind of oldish. This glass needs to go. It's so outdated. It's unbelievable. The flooring, the vanities, everything needs to just, anything needs to just go. Brand new, new lighting, new mirrors, and so forth. Again, this is not drywall. This is some sort of wooden, cover. So all of these walls would need to be redone. Probably the flooring as well. It looks neat, but really the baseboards are outdated. There's no trim, and this laminate, if you were to look closer, it has gaps in it. So it all needs to just go. The closet, it's a single closet for 2 bedrooms. They just put some sort of a artificial piece of wood in there. It's not even a full wall to make it look like the 2 bedrooms, each one has a closet. In reality, this is just a closet for the master bedroom. The other bedrooms don't have any closet space. The house is tiny and the ceiling is uneven. It also needs to be replaced. Going down to the crawl space, the only thing that's good in it is the staircase, and they have decently looking, although older, washer and dryer. Everything else is about 5.5 to 6 feet high at most, including the spaces in between the mechanical there. So really it's a crawl space, it's a storage area, there's nothing to it. It's old, it's dry, it doesn't smell like mold, so that's a good thing. The furnace looks good, the water heater looks good. There's plenty of crawl space and storage space here, but we might want to do something here. If we take this house, we would need to just kind of pretty it up, otherwise it looks quite ugly. And this is the fireplace where the coal would burn and falls through that little hole that I showed you on the previous picture, fall down right here at the bottom. So a bit crazy. I've never seen a coal burning fireplace. This will stay, but everything above it on the main floor is going to get to go. The deck is old. The deck needs to be painted, sanded. The spigots need to be updated. The shingles on the top are going to need to go. The siding on the house needs to probably be replaced. It's kind of old. It's green. It's yucky. It's not modern. And there's hardly any backyard. There's a little bit of space, but that's about it. So overall, looking at this house, estimating all of the renovations, if we can count it, it's flooring, it's all of the walls, it's knocking down walls, taking out all of the fireplace, lots of demolition, redoing the kitchen, moving the powder room with the toilet and vanity over to the side, creating that extra space, updating a little bit of a basement, changing the windows, likely some electrical panel work required. Going up to the second floor, we need to change that closet, update the walls, change all of the doors, all of the handles, fully redo the bathroom. All in all, with the exterior and interior, we calculated that it's going to cost about $130,000. Plus, you give it about 6 months of work, so that's another $25,000 carry cost. So this house would cost us, let's say, $150,000 to renovate, and that's without any kind of surprises, any kind of contingencies. That's it's a rough estimate. If you buy it at 479 as they advertise it, so it's 479.9. Let's say we knock it down to 450, put 150 in the reno. That's going to get us to $600,000, and then selling it, we might ask for 700 or so. In the current environment, we don't know if we're going to get it. We could get 700, minus the commissions, minus the legal costs, minus any kind of unforeseen remedies that will be popping up during the inspection by the buyers, minus, and we could be making about $30,000, $40,000 on this flip. Even the front door needs to be replaced. Think about it. So we could be making $30,000 to $40,000 on this flip, but we decided to pass by. And the reasons are, this is in Ottawa. It's fairly large size reno. It's going to take a lot of effort to put all of these trades and all of the architectural changes together. We cannot really oversee it being in Toronto. So that's going to be a bigger project than we would hope for. It's not just cosmetics. There is way more to do. There's a lot of unforeseen costs that could pop up, especially with the kitchen. The cost creep could be quite substantial. The roofing as well. We haven't even gone to the attic. There could be mold, there could be leaks, there could be anything. So with so many assumptions and the real estate market tanking at this time, the interest rates still creeping up, we don't really have spare capacity to just dedicate $600,000 to a project in the hopes of making maybe 30, 40 at the back end. It will take 6 months, which is also quite substantial, which will get us in the summertime, and that's no longer a peak of the market. I would hope to pick up a reno that could wrap up within a few months, and that's the springtime. That'll be peak of the, that'll be a bigger demand than summertime. Ottawa summertime is not that great to sell anything. So with these kind of considerations, we decided to pass and just keep on searching for what else is out there. Hopefully this was informative and interesting to you in some ways. If you do like it, if you have any questions, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and reach out to me, post some comments. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Thank you.